Programming. 1 minute. Descriptive programming. Say OR versus DP, object repository versus descriptive programming. Say first concentrate, I will explain from scratch. Test execution process. Test execution process. This is the concept. Test execution process. See, in case of OR, object repository based test, next DP, descriptive programming based test. You know, test execution or another name is run, test run process. You know what is the test run process in case of object repository based test? Tell me, Soumya, what is the test run process in case of object repository based test? Earlier I explained in record and run test chapter. Just recall. Used to run the application. I am asking about the process. What is the test execution process in case of object repository based test? Srikanth. Just now, today also I explained. And in record and run test chapter also I explained. This is third time. Sushma. Guess the result. What is the result? I didn't mention result. Say once again, concentrate. During execution, or you can say during test run, QTP reads statements one by one from the editor and gets objects information from object repository. Based on that information, performs operations on AUT, executes AUT. Say, during, concentrate, concepts very important. During execution, QTP or new name UFT reads statements, another name of statements, steps, and one more name also there, instructions. See, during execution, QTP reads statements or steps or instructions one by one. Instructions not enough and gets objects information. Objects information. What objects? Test objects information, not utility or automation object. Get test objects information from object a repository see based on that information executes or perform operations on AUT. He executes the AUT. AUT means application under test. Now tell me, Soumya, what is the test run process in case of object repository based test? Ah, ah, ah. It executes the application. Okay? Concentrate. Next, DP. In case of DP. Ah, tell me, Srikanth, in case of DP, what will happen? See, during execution, QTP reads statements or steps or instructions one by one. This is clear. This is common. Next, continue. See, objects information also available in statements. See, based on that information, it execute the test directly or executes the AUT directly. Execute the test directly. See, these are the two different processes. Test execution process. Now tell me, Srikanth, what is the test execution process in case of descriptive programming based test? Quick. What happened today? Today, low response from participants. Uh, 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 good, good. Next, one more concept I mentioned. Tests based on descriptive programming are faster in execution than OR based, object repository based tests. Why? What is the reason? Tell me, Sushma. Yes, total information available in editor only. If it is object repository based test, instructions available in editor, objects information available in object repository. For every statement, it has to get object information from repository. So, time taking process. But if it is descriptive programming, no time taking. All information available in editor only. That's why. That's why Surya Prakash. Surya Prakash, what happened, Surya Prakash? See, use stable connection, Surya Prakash. See, nowadays high speed connections also available na. Use stable connection. Every time you are disconnecting and connecting. Yesterday also same problem happened. Disturbance na. So use stable connection and proper voice levels. Now today voice is clear. Your voice is clear, no disturbance from your side. But thing is, you are disconnecting and connecting. Okay, use maintain stable connection at least by next week. Okay, say, say. Next, syntax. Come to syntax. If it is object repository based test or descriptive programming, we use these methods for creating test object statements only. Remaining all statements are common. Already I told. Flow control statements, declarations, function calls, VB script statements all are common. If it is object repository based test or descriptive programming based test, only test object statements. So concentrate on test object statements. Now OR versus DP, object repository versus DP, descriptive programming. First, I will explain syntax difference in case of test object statements. Then you can easily understand the descriptive programming. Suppose one test object statement, single test object statement, one test object statement, single test object statement. First, OR based test. Syntax. Next, example. Syntax example. If it is object repository based test, for single test object statement, what is the syntax, Soumya? What is the syntax? Good. Test object of object name. Good. Good. Object name dot method or operation. Method is technical term, operation is business term. You can use any one, method or operation. Next, example. Say if it is GUI environment, GUI environment, dialog of object name login dot activate. Next, if it is web environment, browser of browser name, suppose Google dot close, the statement for closing the browser. Okay, this is OR based. Next, same single test object statement, DP based. DP based test. See, as usual, first syntax, next example. Syntax, example. First syntax. Test object of property name. See, we provide objects information directly into statements. Objects information means properties and their values. Property name colon equal to is the syntax. Colon equal to. Colon is joiner. colon equal to property value, property value, property value dot method, method or operation. Suppose if one property information is not sufficient for recognizing any object uniquely, that time by separating with commas you can use multiple properties information, property 1, property 2, property 3, like that. Suppose one example, suppose in our class one person is there, Srinivas, another person also with same name, two Srinivases are there. That time we use another property. Srinivas is one property of the man. Name is property, Srinivas is value. Suppose two Srinivases are there, that time we need to use another property in order to recognize uniquely. Another property, suppose surname, otherwise another name, suppose height, weight, color, fat, etc. Color, etc. Name, surname, like that. Suppose if suppose using single property, if you can recognize any object uniquely, then no problem. If one property information is not sufficient, then use multiple properties. See, if you want to use multiple properties, how to use? Say or say. Property 1, one name, property 1 value, comma, property 2, property 2 name, property 2, property 2 value, comma, property 3, like that you can use multiple properties. See example. Understand the syntax? Soumya, understand the syntax? Tell me what is the syntax for DP in case of single test object statement? Ah, 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 ah. Suppose if one property is not sufficient for recognizing any object uniquely, then how to uh, how to use multiple property names and values by separating with a comma. Good. Say I will show example. Concentrate. Test object dialog of property name, text property. Say you can get property names using object spy. In this descriptive programming, object spy is very useful feature. See, and one more thing, how to get unique properties information, that I will explain. Two methods are there, that I will explain. Text colon equal to, the text property value is login dot methods common activate. Suppose if you want to use multiple properties, say dialog text Next, height, HIGT, height colon equal to 204. Next, one more property, width colon equal to 320, like this. See, this is about single test object statement. See, same structure for two test object statements or three test object statements. See, one minute. I will explain two test object statement. Same structure can be applied for three test object statements also. If it is two test object statements, OR based, see dot child test object, child test object of same object name, dot method or operation. See example, win button, say some methods require values, some methods plain methods. Example, activate, click, close plain methods, set, secure, select or set secure require values. Suppose win edit, win edit. Win edit is child test object of edit name, object name, agent name, colon. This colon is part of the value. You can observe in that login dialog box application. Dot set, set is method. Set method requires value. Suppose ABCD. Next, another syntax. Suppose if you want to use parameter instead of variable, set parameter. For variables, don't use double quotes. Next, two test object statements for web environment. Dot page of Google. Say most of the time browser name and home page name same. Other pages name different, but browser name, home page name same. Dot sync. Sync is method. What is sync, that I will explain in methods chapter. Now don't concentrate on methods and others. Next, in case of DP, same. Test object, property or name colon equal to property value dot child test object, property name, property value dot method or dot method or operation. Example, see, same example I am going to use. Text colon equal to login, when edit of What is this one? For edit boxes, generally we use attached text. That I will explain. How to select appropriate properties. Text colon equal to attached text colon equal to agent name. Next, if it is browser, see browser. For browsers, no standard properties. Generally, we use title colon equal to Google example, but title also not guarantee. Just use creation time property. That creation time I will explain in administration chapter. Before that, you use title only. Otherwise, you will confuse. See title colon equal to Google. Next, dot page of. For pages also you can use title or name. Title or name. If title not available, use name. If title name also not usable, use URL. 1 minute I will show. Google dot sync. Sync is method. See, this is about 2 test object statement. 3 test object statement also same. What is 3 test object statement? If it is object repository, test object, name of the object, dot child test object, name of the object, dot subchild object, name of the object, dot method or operation. Okay na? See Srikanth, did you understand this syntaxes? Object repository based test and descriptive programming. Soumya, any confusion? Say next one more concept. Concept is how to get properties information. This already you know that concept. How to get properties information? Tell me, Soumya, how to get properties information? Using? Yes, using object spy. Next concept, typical concept, how to get unique properties information. Unique properties information. Unique properties information. Say, if developers follow user interface standards based on object identification configuration, we can get unique properties information. See, tools menu, object identification. Here select the environment, standard Windows, select the edit box, WinEdit. Here based on user interface design standards, QTP provided mandatory and assistive properties information. What is the mandatory? What is the first mandatory properties for edit box in Windows environment, Soumya? Attached text. See, earlier we used attached text. See, 1 minute. Tools, tools, object spy, show the agent name edit box. See here, attached text property is there. Attached text property is agent name. Why? What is the difference between text? Suppose OK button text property, edit box attached text. Why? OK button label OK printed on that object. Agent name not printed on that edit box, printed on above the edit box means attached text. Say here attached text is unique property. How? No other edit box in this parent with same name. Next you take another property. You take another property. Suppose height 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 20. Next take password 1 minute. Password also height 20. So height is not unique property. You take enabled property. For password object enabled property true. For agent name. For agent name also enabled property true. So these are not height, width, enabled, visible. These are not unique properties. See, as per object identification, you can consider attached text. Okay. Next, if it is same edit box in web environment. See, remember properties information vary from one environment to another. If it is edit box in Windows environment, attached text. If it is web environment, another property. See, 1 minute. Tools, object identification, web, here web edit. What are the important properties? HTML tag, you can use either HTML tag or name or type. No attached text. See, vary from one environment to another. Say tools, object spy, take hand icon, show the edit box, web edit. See, here HTML tag import, name of the object. 1 minute. You can use name property also. Name Q. You can use name property. Next, 1 minute. Tools, object identification, standard Windows environment, Win button. See, as per object identification, what is the first property for Win button? Srikanth, native class, but sometimes common sense of common point. Sometimes we cannot use these priority list. Native class. What is native class? See, observe. Tools, object spy, show the button. Native class. What is the native class? What is the property value of native class, Srikanth? Button. See, for 1 minute. For cancel, I am showing cancel one. Cancel. Earlier OK button, this time cancel. What is the native class for cancel button? Button. Suppose another button help. What is the native class for help button? Button. Say for all buttons native class property is same. Can we use native class property as unique property for buttons in Windows environment? No. So you try with second property. What is second one in the list? See, first is not suitable. Try second property. What is second one? Text. If text also not suitable, try with assistive property window ID. See, text property. See, 1 minute. Text is unique. See, you can observe. Tools, object spy. Show OK button. Why it is providing? Show OK button. Text property. What is the text property value, Sushma? OK. Next, show cancel button. What is the text property? Cancel. Next, 1 minute. Help button. What is the text property? Help. See, this text property is unique property or not? Unique. Is it unique or not, Srikanth? Text property is unique or not? Is it unique or not? Unique. So you can use text property for button objects in Windows environment. Say like this. See, based on object identification, here object identification is there. Select environment. See the navigation. Tools menu, object identification. Select the environment. Suppose standard Windows. Select the object. Suppose edit. Here attach text, native class, window ID. Select another object, button, native class, text, window ID, etc. See, if developers follow user interface design standards based on object identification, you can select unique properties. Why? QTP object identification based on user interface design standards. Suppose if developers won't follow user interface design standards, then how to get unique properties information? See, generally most of the developers concentrate on functionality, whether the functionality is correctly working or not with respect to requirements. See, most of the developers are concentrating on functionality. They also concentrate on look and feel aspects, user interface also, but sometimes they don't concentrate on providing proper properties information. Say for testing, proper properties information required. Sometimes they won't follow user interface design standards. That time, how to get unique properties information? See, for that, perform dry run. See, you take one property, and execute the script. If it is executing, then continue. Otherwise, change the property and execute. Like that, you can get unique property information for every object. If developers follow if developers follow user interface design standards, then no issues. If developers don't follow UI design standards, then we have to perform dry runs. Dry runs means sample run. First select one property and execute. If it is executing properly, then use that property continuously. Otherwise, change the property and check. Say, observe. See here, top left to right, six buttons are there. Actually, for buttons, label is mandatory. That is user interface design standard. But in this application, developers not used labels. Developers not used labels. They used symbols. But test automation point of view, symbols won't work. Say, object spy, show first button. Show first button. What is the text property, Soumya? Blank. Why? No label. No label. Suppose another button, delete order. Say delete order. Say for delete order, label is there. Suppose this fifth button, report button, no label. No label. Say text property blank. Native class. Say mandatory properties. Say tools, object identification. Say standard windows button. Native class not unique. In this parent 10 buttons are there, not unique. Text also not unique for those 6 buttons. Why? No text property. Next, try with window ID. Suppose if window ID also not working, try with other properties. Take one property and perform dry run. See here, other properties. See absolute X, absolute Y, focused. Next, WHND means Windows handler. You take any one property and perform dry run. See, these two are the solutions for getting unique properties information. Tell me, Sushma, how to get unique properties information. How to get unique properties information. See, if first one, if developers follow UI design standards, if developers follow UI design standards, then based on object identification configuration, object identification configuration, we can select unique properties. Unique properties. Okay. Next, another situation. If developers not follow UI design standards, tell me, Sushma, if developers not follow UI design standards, then Hmm. Sushma, are you there? Okay. Your end. Ah, okay, okay, cool, cool. Geeta, can you tell me, Geeta, if developers not follow UI design standards, then how to select unique properties information? Geeta also not responding. Tell me, Soumya. Yes, perform dry runs. Then perform dry runs. See, tester run two types. One is dry run, another is real run. Dry run purpose is to make sure whether the script is executing properly or not. Real run purpose is testing. See, this is about how to get unique properties information. See next, prepare this one. Descriptive programming for login, login operation. You know the navigation. Already I told this one. Utility statements, methods, all are common. Only difference is test object statement. First utility statements. 1 minute. Comment. Write descriptive program for login functionality. Login functionality. See, as usual, utility statements common. System util dot run. Next, path of the AUT, application under test. Next, second statement, test object statement. You know the syntax. Dialog of, take new test. Earlier we created a recorded script, local repository available. Otherwise, remove local repository. See now, no repository. Dialog, no context help also for test objects. Generally for dialog boxes in Windows environment. See, dialog boxes in Windows environment only, no web environment. No dialogs in web environment. Dialog, for dialog boxes, usually we use text property only. Text colon equal to login. Text colon equal to login dot activate. Next, you can copy and paste. Dot win edit of. Generally for edit boxes in Windows environment, we use attached text. See, attached text, attached text space is there. You need to use property names as it is. Agent space name colon. See, this colon is part of the value. Observe in this application. After agent name colon is there. After password also colon is there. Dot set. Say use any 4-digit value A, B, C, D. Next, password colon equal to password attached text colon equal to password. Dot, you can use set method or set secure method. If you want to use set secure method, encode the script, encode the value. Say HP software tools password encoder, type Mercury, generate, copy, close. Paste. Next, last statement, button. Generally for buttons in Windows environment, we use text property, button of text colon equal to OK. Dot click method. Methods we will discuss tomorrow in the next class. See, script over. Run the script. See, observe object repository. No objects. Run the script. See, it is executing. Executed. See, in this application, in this navigation we operated 4 objects. Dialog box, agent name, edit box, password, edit box, and OK button. For all these 4 objects, single property is enough. Single property information enough. Suppose if you want to provide multiple properties, assume, suppose for one object, one property information is not sufficient. I will show that scenario tomorrow, just syntax. Suppose for OK button, one property information is not sufficient. How to provide multiple properties? See, comma, width, colon equal to, okay, we will take width using object spy, height, colon equal to, use that values, width and height, use object spy, OK button, it is showing. Height 23 pixels, width 60 pixels. Forget about pixels, just write 23 and 30. Width 60, height 23. This is about providing multiple properties information. Run the script. See, it is executing now. Executed. And one more thing, don't provide wrong information. Suppose you provide 10 properties information, 9 properties are correct, one property only wrong. It won't execute. Why? See, if it is human beings can judge after matching some properties. Human beings can judge, but tool is software. Tools can't judge. After matching all properties only, it will execute. Otherwise, it will show error. Suppose 10 properties information you provided, 9 properties information correct, 1 property information wrong. It won't execute. Why? Tools can't judge. So, don't provide wrong information. See, observe. Just instead of 23, I am providing 22 height. But text property okay correct. Width property also correct. Using text property it can judge, but tools can't judge. See, run the script. See, first 3 statements executed. Say last statement, it is observing. Say QTP tool default synchronization time is 20 seconds. It waits maximum 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, it will show error. After 20 seconds, it will show error. Tool default synchronization time is 20 seconds. See, error. Cannot identify the object win button. Say, tools can't judge. Understand this concept, Srikanth? Don't provide wrong information. If you provide minimum information also, provide correct information. Otherwise, it won't execute. See, this time correct information, it will execute. See, executing. Say executed. One minute. See, one small drawback is there in this script. Anyhow, it is descriptive programming, faster in execution than object repository based test. Okay, but one small drawback is there. The drawback is no centralized maintenance of test objects. Example, here dialogue. We used dialogue in 4 statements. Suppose in future, if dialogue name changed, then how to modify the script? We need to open in these 4 areas. We need to change the dialogue name. Instead of login, suppose as per customer requirements, we use register. We need to change the property value. Next, suppose flight reservation window is there. Window title, window text property is flight reservation. Suppose based on that flight reservation window, we created 20 tests. Insert order, open order, delete order, fax order, update order, like 20 tests. Suppose after some time that window name changed, window label changed. How to modify that? How to modify the scripts? Srikanth, did you understand the problem? Say, suppose based on flight reservation window, I created 30 tests. In those 30 tests, I used that window of flight reservation, text colon equal to flight reservation. Several times I used. Suppose on second build or third build, that window name changed. How to modify the scripts? You need to open each and every script and modify the value. Anyhow, that is not optimized way, time taking process. So here in this script, no centralized maintenance of no centralized maintenance of test objects. In the next class, I will explain. No problem. Using VB script constants, we can maintain test objects in a centralized location. If any changes in future, we no need to open any test. Just open function library. There change the value that can be reflected to all associated tests. See, one problem is there in this script. That problem we will rectify in the next class. What last question for the day? What is the problem in this script, Soumya? What is the problem? Yes, no centralized maintenance of test objects. No problem. Using VB script constants and function library file, we can maintain test objects information in a centralized location. Then we will have centralized maintenance of test objects. Okay, we will meet on Monday.